Today on Buzzing, we'll be doing a recap of everything that has been trending on the streets of social media, especially that one app, X. My name is Regina, and I'll be taking you on a beautiful gossip experience. I would like to start with the funniest of them all. Like, this story is really funny. So there's this lady that was in a relationship about 2-3 years ago, and while the relationship was going smoothly, her boyfriend got her a Birkin bag, and she was feeling like a big girl and all of that. So eventually they broke up, and she actually was true to herself. She said, she can't continue with this big girl lifestyle. So she wanted to sell the Birkin bag to get some money and the likes. Now, she took the bag to a Birkin store, was asked to pay £500 to check the legibility of the bag. The bag, when it was gifted to her, it didn't come with any certificates and the likes. And she gave out the bag, paid £500 to check if the bag was original or not. And guess what? The bag turned out to be fake. So now, baby girl has lost £500, lost her bag as well, and it's still a broke ass, not broke though, but then she's not a big girl. But then it's really funny because you should have just stayed with the bag. Why did you have to go and now lose money and lose the bag as well? So she's been trending on TikTok, and she even came out to talk about it. And then you people told me in the comment section that the bag was fake, but I didn't believe you. I went ahead to verify, and it still turned out to be fake. So there's been a lot of back and forth queries, but I like the fact that she was really honest with herself. She knew that she couldn't continue that lifestyle anymore. She wanted to get rid of a couple of things so she could get more money to do whatever it is she wanted to do for herself. But then the bag turned out to be fake. So which means bro already scammed her before serving her heartbreak. So now she's facing heartbreak and facing scam. I feel so sorry for her, but then I like the fact that she's really courageous and she knows what she's doing. That's someone that's alert. You don't want to be broke. You don't want to maintain a lifestyle that you cannot actually live up to, right? So I actually like that she has come out clean to say that this lifestyle I was living is not for me. I don't have the money. I can no longer afford it. Moniepoint is trending, and this time around, it's a very dicey trend. So their CEO, Tosin Eniolorunda, came out to say something during a speech, and I'll read it out for you. He says, they have over 500 vacancies and they cannot find Nigerians to fill the role. In his speech, he said his main competitors are global and therefore he needs employees who meet global standards, but they've struggled to find them among Nigerians. He pointed to several reasons for this: outbroken educational system, social media distraction, the hookup lifestyle, the Yahoo lifestyle, and a creeping culture of laziness. This has raised two sides of concerns on social media. So there is this team that is on the fact that, Nigerians don't have the ability to meet global standards. And there's another one that says that how much do you actually pay people to actually think that they can meet global standard? Number one. Number two, there's another part. There are three segments, not two. There's another part that says that it is just for clout, because if you say there's so many companies that come out to say they have roles, they have vacancies, but they don't actually have vacancies. They just say it so that investors can see them as a fast rising company who is doing very well, probably add more investments and the likes. I'll read some of the comments that we've had on social media. There were quite a lot. So somebody says, a very important question from Moniepoint to you that says he has 500 vacant posts in his company, but he cannot employ Nigerians anymore because Nigerians do not meet global standards. The real issue is that the 500 job openings at Moniepoint do not exist. It's a popular corporate scam when you constantly recruit without actually hiring anyone. Because showing a large number of job vacancies while advertising your aggressive recruitment campaign is a growth metrics you display to investors. It shows that the company is growing fast, which means they should invest more money. We can't fill 500 job openings is an absurdly deep job market like Nigeria. It's just a fintech bro performance for USD to locate him from whichever venture capital or private equity investors he's targeting. It's the same thing as when an NGO lawyer jumps on every trend human rights cases without really achieving anything. It's a performance for the Oyibo with USB to reward him. Now, this just further explains what I had said before, that it's likely that there are vacancies, but there are no job roles to fill, because we have millions of graduates who leave the university every year. We have over 1,000 universities in this country. What am I saying? Over 500,000 universities in Nigeria. And we have everybody graduates every year. And so you tell me that you have 500 vacancies and you don't find people to brief. So now there's also this thing about, okay, you have roles, but you don't have corporate hands. There's something that they do in UBA and other banks. You always do like a graduate training so that you prep them for the role they're about to fill. Now, you're not doing any training, you're not doing any prepping, and you just expect that someone comes from somewhere and fills the role. There's that comment, and there's also this one that says, bold of you to think that Moniepoint has 500 vacancies. The CEO made this statement just to hype the company. A company that recently locked up a customer, Adebayo Oluwanifemi, for 9 days in detention and took him from Lagos to Force Headquarters Abuja just because he aired his opinion on Moniepoint charges. Very useless oppressors. Never take them seriously. There's another one that says, Moniepoint saying he has 500 vacant posts in his company, but he cannot employ Nigerians because Nigerians are not smart, is very disrespectful. How much is the salary? Let's assume it's 500k monthly. Some people can fool on TikTok from morning till night and get more than 500k daily. How much is rent? If Nigerians get better, a lot of people would leave fooling and dust their certificates. I have my certificate here. I studied engineering. If Nigeria gets better, I will dust it and move into the corporate world. This is what Oyindamola had to say. But we've also had so many other things to say. And then there's someone that also came out to say that he actually worked with Moniepoint for 3 months, but he's not even bold enough to add his role to his CV because he said he's not proud of what he saw there. So I'll read what he said. He said, I did 3 months with Moniepoint and resigned. I resigned and I am not proud enough to have it on my CV. Moniepoint employee relations and welfare does not equate the hype they move with. He goes ahead to say, is Moniepoint any better than commercial banks that recruit year in, year out? None have complained of inexperienced workforce. Who is Moniepoint to talk down on Nigerians' workforce with one of the best talent tool in the whole world? A friend was rejected after doing this 3rd stage interview with Moniepoint. 1 week later, they sent him a mail inviting him for the same interview they rejected him at 3rd stage. Such a disorganized hiring process. Then he went ahead to say again that during the last UBA GMP graduation program, Tony Elumelu was asked to choose between talent and discipline for his workforce. Tony said he would choose discipline anytime, any day. Why was that his choice? He said talent can be groomed, people can be trained, and they will come good. So he will choose discipline because someone with an open mindset will be willing to learn. This is how a business leader talks. So which means, this also elaborates what I said in the beginning, that we have banks that take people year in, year out, train them to meet that particular standard that they want for their business, and then they begin to flourish. And you come out to say you have 500 vacancies and the whole Nigeria, I mean, you've been finding it hard to get Nigerians to fill in that role because you feel like they don't meet your global standard. But then again, they released a statement that combines the salaries they pay in a month, and it is actually different from what some members of staff released. In everything that members of staff release, their salary is basic, is like every normal salary that you can get from a bank. It's an average 150k, and then there is a bonus of about 80,000 naira monthly as well. That's if you meet your targets and the likes, right? So which means that Moniepoint and basically any other organization that is still up and coming is kind of on the same range. But what they released for their payment slip is different from what some of the staffs have released. We've not been able to justify if it was true or not. We don't know what is really happening. We've not gotten another official statement to back that part up. But this is a story going on social media. They are actually everywhere. People have had to, share their opinion, and I want to know what you think about it. Do you think that it was just a clout for him, of course, just to get more investors and get the hype that the name already has? Or do you think that Nigerians sincerely do not meet global standard? Because we have people that actually head fintech companies abroad. We have a lot of remote workers that live in Nigeria but work abroad, and they're doing perfectly well. So what do you think about it? Do you think our standards are really low and we cannot make global standard? Or do you think that Moniepoint has a very unrealistic positioning for recruitment? Let me know what you think in the comments. There is a murder case trending on social media of a young boy named Thompson who went to visit his friend who he has not been in communication with for a couple of years now. They went to the same secondary school, but they had lost contact for a while. They rekindled and they said, okay, let's see. Now he got to his friend's house. His friend lives with another friend now who is now a murderer. They're both murderers. They've done it before, and it's like their second victim. So he went to this person's house. They collected his phone, called his family members to send a ransom, like a kidnap case, basically. And after the money was sent, he told his other friend that this person knows me. This person knows my aunt, knows my sister, knows my sibling from way back. If we let him go, it's likely and very possible that he will come back to find me. So we have to kill him. And Fred was like, okay, that's fine, let's go. And so they strangled him. The other friend said he got tired, left it, and then the other person came and finished the work. Now, they put him inside a bag and dropped him at a nearby bush. Because his family members were already aware that something was wrong while they were asking for money and sending messages to his sister, they reached out and I think they involved the police. Eventually, they found his body where they dumped it. Now, while interrogations were going on, they confessed that this is not the first time they were doing it, that they had done it to someone else in November 2025. So the story, or rather the claim the man had to say, was that the lady was a hookup girl. He was like, oh, this is a different story. I mean, the lady was a hookup girl. She came to the house, we took her phone, also murdered her, now dropped her beside their neighbor's house. Now the police came, picked up that man, and he has been in court waiting for trial. I don't know whether a proper investigation was done, but because the body was found beside that man's house, they just automatically thought it was the one that did it. They took him to court and then he's been there. Only for these boys to now confess now that they have another case from Thompson, that they were the ones that did it. And what did you use the money for? They used it to buy laptops, they used it to pay some of their debt and things like that. When their house was searched, they found weapons in that house. And the age of these two boys are 23 and 21. These are young boys with deadly hearts. So I'm just here to remind us that if you've not been in contact with somebody for 3 months, it is okay to know that you don't know that person anymore. The person has changed. Things have happened. The person has met other people. So that person is not the person you used to know. So you have to take some time to actually know this person, get to know this person more. Right? Confirm that this person is the person I used to know before you just go there. Because this is a young boy that just went to visit his friend, lost his life for nothing. The police are on the case already. They've been arrested and I'm sure they are going to sue them to court. But this is quite unfair to the family members, to everybody that is involved in this situation. And now the murder was performed in Awuyaya. After they concluded it, they ran to their parents' house at Ikorodu. So you still have parents and you still have fear. And you have the mind to kill somebody at 23 and 21. It's quite a serious case and it's really pathetic that young boys no longer want to put effort to actually work to get money genuinely. You can go as far as killing, stealing. You don't even care how it works. As far as there's money in your account, you're good to go. Well, that's a story about Thompson and I really feel bad for him and his family members. I hope he still rests in peace and I hope his family members have the ability to heal from all of this that has happened to them. A popular activist on the social media named Justice Clark has been trending. Now, this time around, the trend is quite dicey because, he talks about things normally. People send things to him. He's an activist. People send things to him. He talks about it, post on his page, right? But this time around, somebody from the army force sent him the meal that he was having. And he felt the meal wasn't befitting for an army person. So he posted it and just said, oh, Nigerians should do better. And guess what? The army force has come after him. Let me read exactly how it happened. So he said, Justice Crack made a video about the Nigerian army. According to him, a military officer sent him photos of the food they were being served. He spoke about it in a video, calling for change, but this did not go down well with the Nigerian army. Shortly after the video went viral, he was arrested and detained by the Nigerian army. At first, he was declared missing because nobody knew his whereabouts. When his family and friends discovered he was in military custody, they began to protest. The Nigerian army later put out a statement saying Justice was arrested for spreading misinformation and will be handed over to civil authorities. This also stated that the soldiers who communicated with him will remain in their custody. Justice Crack appeared in court today and was charged with spreading misinformation and attempting to cause unrest online. How? How did we get here? From somebody just trying to say that they should do better with the meal they were providing for army members, to causing unrest online, to spreading misinformation and the likes. I mean, everybody knows that there is no smoke without fire. Something would have happened somewhere. There is nothing, like every rumor there's always a hole somewhere, somehow, somewhere that is trending, right? And they've just come to chat this guy. He's an activist, and then there's so much stories and so much noise on social media also how we should fight for justice. The army members should not just put him down because they have more power. And I want to ask, what do you think about the situation? Because for me, he hasn't said too much. He hasn't said anything to tarnish anyone's image. He hasn't said anything to put the army force below the carpet. He hasn't said anything to just implicate himself. He has just put what was sent to him online. As an activist that he is, that's actually what they do. We see very dark man. When something is going on, they talk about it. They help people get more audience, and let people just find a solution to the situation. And then he was sent to me. He posted it on his platform, made a video about it, and just said that the army should do better. Now he's being charged to court for spreading misinformation and causing unrest online. I feel the one that got it for me is unrest online. I mean, misinformation can also, we can relate it to the fact that maybe the meal wasn't provided by the army members. Maybe it was just that person that decided to tarnish the image, and then he did not bother to do his own research to confirm if it was true or not. So yes, that can be misinformation. But online unrest, with the rest now, I don't know, but let me just know what you think in the comment section. Do you think the charge was too brutal? Do you think that they just want to push him down because he doesn't have as much power as they do? And do you think Nigeria is just a very unlawful society that nobody needs to come out to fight for anybody and we should just let everybody breathe? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Now, speaking about laws and people, Tony Elumelu has arrested a couple of people that have been laying false accusations against himself and his family. 2 days ago, there were stories about how Tony Elumelu went and conducted a DNA test and found out that all his children were not his. We had a lot of people post this thing. We had even people set cameras to talk about how, men are suffering, men are this, men are that. And it's a defamatory statement. And so he went ahead to arrest a couple of them. And there is this particular page that stood out for me. This guy did not just post about Tony. He posted about so many other people, and these stories did not look true. But let me read what he has had to say. For the first person, he said, EFCC has arrested upcoming Nigeria singer Skill for obtaining money under false pretense. Reliable source disclosed that he scammed a Canadian woman all her life savings while lying to her that he will marry her and prepare amala and a wedu for her. Take note of the reliable source. There's another one. He says, E-money set to remarry after 15 years of failed marriage. Reliable source disclosed that he is yet to reveal who his wife is, but preparations are ongoing in order to ensure a successful wedding. 2. Number 3, Nollywood actor King Nasir is dead. Reliable source disclosed that the actor battled with frontal gangrene, a pen 1 infection which he contracted after sleeping with a porn star. Number 4, Kiss Daniel's twins have given up the ghost. Reliable source claims. This has been more reasons Kiss goes off on all social media and didn't drop any songs in last year. His 2 kids have been in the hospital for over 2 months ago now. He doesn't even know how to speak correct English. And his sister, now this person, his username is Director Kem. His sister has now come out to talk about how he's just 18. He has pleaded for Tony's forgiveness. Why has Tony not released him? He has been in the custody for over 7 days now, and this and that. And I'm like, did you check your brother's page? Forget Tony Elumelu that he's not talking about. He has posted defamatory statements of over a lot of people, and you come out to say he's 18 and he's young. He doesn't know what he's doing. He clearly knows what he's doing. He's just using a format. And the format is to demand people what he can rise. I mean, why he posting stories like this? People will be interested in his page. He will go viral for bad news, and he'll get more traffic to his page. And you say he doesn't know what he's doing. Sister, please rephrase your footstep and your statement. I don't like what you're saying, because you can't say he's 18 and he's just young. He's not young. He's an adult. He knows what he's doing. He's self-aware. He has just decided to cause problem on the street of social media. And now one person has decided to take it up, and you think that the person is overdoing it. You're claiming that, oh, he has apologized, he has deleted the videos, so why are we still pressing charges? They should just let the matter go. No. If they let the matter go, he will come out and he will start again. And he will do it again, and other people will not learn. Right? I feel like he should be there till a point that he knows and he's ready to pen down all of this. His page should be taken down, and he should write a statement that if he ever even comes up with another page to keep putting people under the bus and keep reporting false stories, something else, they should just take him, probably take him to Kirikiri and leave him there forever and ever. But anyways, that's the story with Tony Lumelo, his family, and some other people. It wasn't only this person that he arrested. He arrested about 4 of them as well. They are known as banger boys. That's what they do. They just keep posting things about people that are not true on social media, and they like it. Their page keeps getting traffic, and they enjoy it. They enjoy the moment. Well, I think it's time that we cut their wings and they find their place. A pastor from the Redeemed Christian Church of God in Ogbomoso, around Lautech area, is trending because of multiple rape accusations by young ladies in the church he pastors. Now, this is quite a lot because over 18 people have accused him of raping them or sexually harassing them in different ways, and he has accepted to one, while he said the rest were consensual. I know you are eager to hear the story, but take a moment to relax. I'll give you the full story in Entertainment Scope. Don't go anywhere. Now on Entertainment Scope, Pastor Tayo Shubowale, he's trending seriously. And then, this is different from every other rape accusation we've seen on social media. We just see people who tell stories, and there's really no physical confrontation. But this is different. This happened during, I think, a church service or a meeting, yeah. So the lady took the mic and she started talking about reminding him of scenarios that led to the rape. She talked about how, oh, you told me to help you get pounded yam and this and bring to your office upstairs. When I brought it, you started talking to me, you started, you came all over me, started touching me in certain ways. I told you I wasn't interested, you forced yourself on me. And then there was a sentence she made that got my attention. She said, someone else was coming in and he asked her to hide in the toilet. Let me take you back. He was actually in the moment, he was already raping her, right? And somebody was coming, another pastor was coming. Then he tells her to go and hide in the bathroom. The pastor comes in, they have their conversation. The pastor leaves, the girl comes out, and he wanted to continue. I have a problem with that because if it is actual rape, if it's not something that you consented to, if someone comes inside, you would open the door and let the person know that you are there, just so the person can save you, right? Or is it just me? But you stayed there quietly. You coordinated yourself, you went with the script. And now the person leaves and you come out and he continues again. I have a problem with that statement, co-align. Except she's telling us that he doesn't just rape them, he also hypnotizes them. Then I can believe the story, which means that they are not aware of what's going on, and then he now rapes them. But if it's just rape and everybody's in their clear mind, that scenario cannot work, except you are enjoying it, except it's something that you people have agreed to. See, there's sometimes you know that you are doing something bad, but it's sweet, and you continue. You know what you are doing is not good, but it don't enter your body, you don't like it. And then in your head, you are saying, if I perish, I perish. If that's what's happening, I don't have a problem. But if it's that you say, no, he was raping me, and they now say you should go and hide, and you come outside, sister, something is wrong. My dear, something is wrong, and there's a part of the story that you have not told us. But then, she called some names and said, I think called Rachel and some other people in the church that he said, yes, he has even had things to do with virgins, married women, single parents, single wives, single women. This lady that is talking about it, her name is Toby. She's also a single mother. She has one child, and she has come to talk about this thing. And there's so much, because he also took the mic and was like, it's okay. The story is sweet. It sounds sweet, and that's the only clip we saw. We did not see the clip after that. But you guys, if this is real, this man doesn't just need to be removed from that particular zone, because that is loud tech. That is like a youth church. Exactly. It is opposite on Daji. If you know Ogbomoso, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking this way because I know that area. I served in Ogbomoso, so I'm very current. So if this thing is true, he needs to be taken out of that environment, because nobody knows how many lives he has actually destroyed with this kind of thing. And the comments from there just stated that a lot of youth pastors, this is actually what they do. They just take advantage of young girls and they use that pastoral office to bully them, gaslight them, and make them feel like they're not doing, what they're doing is not wrong. And if they're actually not doing it, they're not serving God. What is wrong with you people? That's why I always say that it's better to know your Bible by yourself. Nobody can actually lead you to Christ if you do not make that decision on your own. There is no part of the Bible that says that disobeying somebody for what is wrong is a sin. No. If you're being disobedient for something that will lead you into trouble, you are 100% correct. But if you're being disobedient to your parents, for all your parents can lead you to something wrong, and you say you don't want to be part of it, right? But then you're hiding under the shadow of, you want to be in the pastor's good books, you want to be this, you want to be that, and you're just doing everything. I don't even know what people are always looking for in church. Sometimes stay in your house, sometimes be in your house, let fresh breeze blow your head. It's the fact that you keep cutting your head with the fact that, this. That's why you don't actually have time to actually think properly. So yeah, that's the story of Pastor Tayo Shobowale, this lady Toby, Rachel, and a couple of other things. The story it's been a lot. Then somebody came out and said that yes, he actually knows this person, and it's possible the person has done it with the kind of behavior the person had in the past. I'll read some of the comments and also read this person's speech, and I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think that it's not possible? Do you think that this story is not possible? It's just something that is cooked? Or do you think that it's possible that men actually, I know that men are very paranoid, yeah. Men can be perverts, they can be dramatic. I believe the story from the beginning. The fact that she talked about when you brought a pounded yam, it's very possible. They will always use different things to lure you. Where I started doubting the story was the fact that she said somebody came in and paused. So it's possible that the first time they had it, it was actually rape. And then after that, subsequently, she has enjoyed it and she has, started consenting to it. But now she's tired of it and then she wants to speak up. We are not disputing that fact. Because there are 18 other women. There are a lot of other people. They called a lot of people there. But this is the only video that we actually saw of her speaking about the situation on social media. Right? The church has then told people to not comment about it, not post about it, because of course they have to resolve it as a family, as a church and all of that. I get that. But this is the only video that we saw of her speaking. There are so many other people that have talked about it. Yes, the man does it, the man this, the man that. It's only if it has happened before. Maybe the first time it happened was rape. But this particular story, I don't think it is rape. But let me read some of the comments and let's know what they have to say. Okay, so I'll start from the person that said he knew him. He said, I knew Tayo Shobowale during his time at Lautech, as I am also an alumnus of the university. He was my junior. After watching this video, I couldn't help but reflect. The way the lady spoke and how calm Tayo was. Makes me think she might be telling the truth. I am genuinely concerned about how RCCG seems to be appointing just about anyone as pastor. I say this as a member of the church, not to criticize the church unfairly. If I hadn't been discerning enough at that time, I could have become a pastor in RCCG myself. From my personal experience in Ogbomoso, when I was staying there, I know several RCCG pastors who engage in inappropriate relationship by having sex with choir members and new converts. What message does this send? Okay, so now this person is standing as a witness, as a friend to Tayo, and also as a student in Lautech, and also as a member of RCCG. Now there's also this person that says, please, where's the remaining part of this clip? And why is the pastor so calm? Let this not be another false take accusation. I have a problem. The fact that the man was really calm, he was really calm. You can see the clip, he didn't even flinch at all. He was really calm. It means that there's a part of the story that's actually true. Of course, I said earlier that there is no smoke without fire. So there is a fact that, and it is possible that the story is true, just that she was not able to speak about it the exact way it happened. I think she just picked a particular scenario out of the other many scenes that they've always had together. I think that's what happened. So another person is saying, I love how bold the young girl is facing her abuser, and the congregation saying this. These evil men under the disguise of pastors are always fond of doing weird things and have damaged so many lives. Most of these pastors don't have one-on-ones of sexual discipline, and when you watch them praying and preaching at the pulpit, you would think they are angels, but behind the scenes they are worse than demons. It's not surprising that RCCG pastor is under the storm again. 2 years ago, there was a report of an RCCG youth pastor in Lagos molesting young boys, and the church quickly removed him from the branch to another place quickly. Now, this other person is saying, as she called the pastor first name, everywhere just blur. Actually, the way she called her Tope, I'm just watching. I wasn't present. I'm like, wow, that's some bold step over there. And she says, I don't know anything about the story, but I'm praying it's true, because these pastors still do boob, head, hand jobs, gaslighting and threatening them. God's patience, they annoy me sometimes, because how long will these useless emojis, right? Will these useless pastors continue to perpetrate this evil in the name of the Lord? So yeah, that's the story between Tayo, RCCG, the youth church, and the like. So please let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think that we should actually remove the concept of youth church and teenage church, children church and everything, and just let parents actually focus on taking care of their children? Because I feel like teen church is from 13 to 16 or 17. And I feel like at that point, some children are not even wise enough to make decisions on their own. So now you get to church, you go to teen church, your mom goes to the other place, and then you people meet after service. A lot of parents don't really have that time to come together and actually ask them what was discussed, who spoke to you, who did this, who did that. But if you sit right next to your parents during church service and after church, and there is no excess choir practice, this Bible study, this and that, there would be a limit to what these pastors can actually do. Because it's when we start doing teenage church, youth church, choir practice today, drama group meeting tomorrow, this, that is actually when there is time to actually meet, know yourselves, have conversations like this that would lead to things like this. But if all of these things are not in place, there is no teen, there is no youth, everybody's on their own, I feel like we'll know what we are doing, and everybody will have a way to, just guard their back and, properly supervise things. Church would actually feel like how church should be. Go there, get spiritual food, and just be fine. Not that you go to church, you're scared of leaving your child somewhere because there's a pastor that may be a pervert, there may be this brother or this sister. It's just, apart from sexuality that we're talking about in church, there's so many other things that people do. There's so much gaslighting in church. There's so much bullying in church that we don't really talk about. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think we should just go back to everybody being in one hall, one field, let everybody know what they are doing, take one preaching and go home? Because eventually that's actually what works. So yeah guys, that'll be all for Buzzone today. My name is Regina and this is Buzzone on Relufe TV. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll be waiting for your comments. Please, I want to have the interaction. Every question I've asked you here, every story I've shared here, let me know what you think and let me know your opinion. I'll be right there to reply you. Till next time guys, I'll see you. Bye.